Hello, everybody. My name is Kareem, and I am a grateful recovering meth addict. And welcome back to Methology, my channel, which is a raw and honest space dedicated for healing and recovery. Um, Today, I am going to continue my Seven Deadly Sins series, and today's topic is envy. Envy. So, envy is described as a feeling of discontent or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. So, envy as it relates to my recovery. So, envy tells me that I'm not enough, and that's a lie. And ironically, envy told me a lie today. Um, so, as I've mentioned in my earlier videos, I am in recovery, as you know. I am early in recovery. I'm living in a recovery home, and I go to intensive outpatient treatment 3 days a week. And I have a therapist I meet with once a week, and I have counselors that are on standby here whenever you need them. So today was very triggering. It was triggering today. Triggering because I've been unemployed for some time. I for the last 18 months, I have not had consistent work. I've worked some, did some contract work, um, and other things to make money, little jobs here and there. But I have not been working consistently since what, November? It's April. It's April 11th today, Friday, April 11th. And actually the day before my 47th birthday. So happy birthday to me and to my twin brother back at home. Um, yeah, envy lied to me today. And it triggered me tremendously. So I was supposed to start a job Monday doing as a data analyst. It is, I have a couple of certifications um, in data analytics. Um, and I was going to work a 10-week contract project job for a large nonprofit agencies managing the data of 13 of their programs. And so today I was my day to go down and fill out my paperwork, like direct deposit, like, the W-4, that kind of stuff. And and did that. I met with my manager who will be over me physically today. I toured the office. It's in a beautiful building downtown Chicago. Um, Met some of my colleagues and ripped them ready to start work Monday. So as I was coming back from completing those documents, I got a phone call from the recruiter person that I was working with that works closely with the agency, and they told me that I am not able to start the job because my background check has not come back. And it's been about 10 days now. And then, which, they told me that, they will have to pause because we're still waiting on the results. And if it does come back, um like good, I won't be able to start to like early May. Now that also uh triggered me because I have another job with a large insurance company, that is a position that I accepted, that I'm supposed to start at the 1st of May, um, as well. But that background check has been taking, it's almost 2 weeks for that one. Both these jobs I had, I accepted the offer, I accepted the pay, and um, background check. So let me explain why MB lied to me, and follow me here, okay? So I have two felonies on my record. I have a felony from 1999 from selling crack. No, everybody sold crack in the 90s. No? Oh, okay. Well, and my second felony occurred in 2014, where I got into a fight. Not even a fight. It was just like a tussle with a guy, and in that tussle, their ankle was broken, and so that was a assault, felonious assault. So aside from that, I have a twin brother. Happy birthday to him, who has been using my name since we were teenagers. He's actually been to jail under my name. Then I have an ex boyfriend, broke up with this guy. Oh my God, it's been well over 20 years. It was my first. And he's often used my name. So I haven't lived in my hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, be 10 years this year. But I've often had to travel when I was living in LA, have to travel back to Cleveland to fix warrants that I didn't have. And it came up because I was denied jobs in LA, and I've been denied jobs and opportunities for more than half of my life. That's one of the main reasons why I stay, excuse me, I'm sorry. One of the main reasons why I continue to mostly work in nonprofit, because nonprofit, I get a chance to, tell my story and what happened and what's going on, and they usually give me a shot. But like corporations, they're like, oh, once a criminal, always a criminal. But run for president and win. Anyway, so this is where envy comes in. Um, People get jobs, man. I have I have a bachelor's degree. I completed some master's coursework. I don't have a master's though. I've completed several certifications, like I've told you. working in data analytics, Tableau, Power BI. Um, going to be starting Python, my last and final course next week. And I have well over 20 plus years of experience working. Um, I've managed, I've managed clinics, I've managed people, I've been a case manager, managed people with severe disabilities, mental illness, homelessness, HIV/AIDS, all that stuff. I have a long line of experience. But ever since 2003, I've been finding it painfully difficult to get a job. Excuse me. And so, in me, I've never really been. I think maybe when I was younger, I was envious of like people's things, like oh, their car or their clothes or stuff like that. Maybe when I was like a teenager, But this is where my envy comes in, and it hit me hard this week. I envied men who weren't gay, and I envy people who can just get a job easy. Um, there may be some other things I have envied, but it's ironic because this is the week where those two issues came up, and in therapy and that stuff. So first, I've envied people who got jobs, and I can get a job easy. Like I interview really well. I've had people tell me they love me in interviews. I know my shit. You know, uh, but then when it comes to the background, it's like, no, you're sorry. We love you, but I've heard that a lot. And there were a few times where I was able to like provide documentation, that stating that these charges that you see here wasn't me, and but that was me, but this wasn't, and blah 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 blah. And I've got some breaks. But right now, I just got that news today that just sent me, and then it also just me thinking about the job that I'm supposed to start on May 5th, which is a full time job with a large corporation that you can just sit down and basically retire from. Um, it's taken a long time for that background check to come back, so I'm anticipating the same type of deal. So I'm in limbo right here with zero income, zero. Like I have nothing. There's no such thing as savings. I don't know what that is. There's no savings. Never really been the best with money. Um, so I've envied people, yeah, with money. So, but mostly jobs. So I'm saying this because since I've been in recovery and um, going to different meetings and hearing different people do their leads. You know, here's a guy, mostly white. They can walk in the door with not all the experience and get a six-figure job. And then in their telling of their story in the leads, I shouldn't got that job. I had to scrape and scrubble and skedaddle and do whatever to get a 50K job with the education and experience I have. That's a chore. So that leads me to resentment. And that story that I hear in those rooms are like, there are a lot, like especially with people like, I got pulled over by the police, and they let me go, and it was, I was drunk or high as hell. But me pulled over waiting for a tow truck coming from a party. I shouldn't have been driving, but went to sleep waiting on the tow truck to come. The police get there first, and now I got a DUI. And then what job I did have, I lost it because most of my jobs required me to move my clients around, so I couldn't type shit. So I envy the people that are able to just like get jobs like that. That are able to have these safety nets they can fall on, and you know, um, as I'm sitting here talking, I'm thinking that envy plays a big role in a lot of shit. Now I'm sitting here thinking, excuse me, envy and resentment. And did I lie? Did it lie to me today? Did it lie to me? But all I know is I was ready to go. And moments like this outside of recovery, um, I would have went straight to go get some dope. And this was a couple hours ago, and I would be bang zoom gone somewhere at this point, like on my way to Mars. It's a beautiful sunny day outside, but I will be somewhere dark. I'll be somewhere dark, um, getting high and doing weird shit. I really wanted to get high and do some weird shit. I was triggered. I craving strong. But had I not been living in a recovery home, um, I would have did it. One of the reasons that's stopping me is because I don't want to be homeless. Yeah, you did. Excuse me. So envious that things come so easy for people. The other part was this week that came up. I have been dealing with, I think I mentioned in one of my last videos, or maybe I haven't, being a black gay man, former crystal meth addict, like living in Wrigleyville, right? Um, Lakeview, Chicago neighborhood. There's nobody around here that I can relate to. Um, and I have been dealing with issues like there have been things going on in the building where I live where it's like homophobia, and it's like transphobia, and just ignorance in a place where everybody should be kind of on the same page with recovery, but people are still people, and people still just be peopling on some people shit. And so I just so feel like a sore thumb. I just feel like an outsider. I feel like, and then I can feel like with other men here, like I can feel the awkwardness. Like, I'm like, I'm not about to rape you, dude. Like, I don't you know what I'm saying? I'm not, I feel othered. And, and then on top of that, I feel extremely lonely, even though I'm in a place where I got roommates. And so there was a thing that happened where there was a guy um, that just ran into in conversation. I see from time to time. They don't live here, not a resident. Well, I see from time to time, and just we just gauged in some small talk. But the small talk was kind of it was cute, you know, and kind of share some things, um and the conversation came up because my computer, my laptop is broke, and I was telling him about it, and then we just started talking about other stuff. So, um, and then I left. This was about like 2 weeks ago now. And then I left, and then when I came back, the person had left me a toolbox with all the little tools so I can open up my laptop, the little screwdrivers and stuff, and with a note that was like thanks for the convo, and they mentioned some things that we had talked about in our conversation and things that they kind of remembered. They folded it up like a card. It was the cutest fucking thing, right? Nobody's never really did anything like that before. Now let's back up a little bit. I did find the person attractive. When ever since I first ever seen the person, they were attractive. Like, okay. And then that just made me like, hmm. And so, and with the goings on that I just explained earlier, with the homophobia and all the stuff, and me being lonely, and this is, I began to get angry because, like, I can't walk down the street and be like, "What's up?" Like, I can't. And this has always been a thing for me. Always. I can't, like, how a straight guy can flirt with a girl, or like, hey, let's go out, or blah 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 blah, or just get to know each other, whatever, just kind of stuff. And I've never been able to do that. Any type of relationships I ever had were that met them in bars or app. Excuse me. And so that again just made me sad and drew up envy. I envy people that can just say, "Hi, let's I'm interested in you. Can we let's I want to get to know you or whatever. Let's go to a movie." Or anything like that. Like, that's a thing that I can't do. I was talking to my young roommate who, a person that was born, their birth year has a 2 in it. And they were like, "Why?" And this person is like, um, this is the person that's in a community, and they're like, "Why do you feel like that?" I'm like, you know, God bless you for being able to be born later, where probably, you know, when I was in high school, I knew I was gay, but I was nowhere near out, and I was still hiding it, and there was no one else. Now there was a whole bunch of lesbians playing basketball. I hate to be stereotypical, but it was no gay dudes. And you know how if you're a gay person and you're coming up, and you eventually in your city and you go to a gay bar and this and there, and then like years later you might see someone you went to school with. That has never happened to me. Never. I was like the only one. And so I was talking to the roommate, and they just couldn't understand why I had the issue with that. I'm like, well, it's called trauma. It's called, um, you know, hating who you are. Now, for many, 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 many years, I thought I was over that. I thought I was done hating myself for being gay. And I lied to myself. Uh, in group the other day, I came to the deep realization that I still hate it. I hate being gay. That's really crazy to say. And that really makes me feel like I have a lot of work to do. So I'm envious of straight people. Like, you ain't even got to worry about that kind of shit. Like, that's just, you can be an addict, you can be a whole bunch of stuff, but you don't even just think, you don't even think about, who you're attracted to, or like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or like relationships in that sense, because you're not um, made to believe that you are wrong for that. So I have all those things on top of, you know, people looking at me weird and me not being able to, you know, be like a regular fucking human being. You know, I produced my notes here a couple weeks ago when I decided to do this Seven Deadly Sins series. And I got these affirmations and spiritual trust, gratitude and journaling and live honestly. Like, I'm living honestly. But right now, today, in this moment, I'm extremely envious. I want to not be, but I'm envious as fuck of a lot of things, a lot of people, of a lot of shit. A lot of shit that people don't. I'm envious of things that, to a normal person, um, doesn't even have to even think about. And yeah, I do want to use. I'm not. I'm gonna go to a meeting and figure, to go to a meeting. And tomorrow's my birthday. I I don't really have any plans. Last year, my birthday, it was like the worst birthday ever, ever. I don't want this one to be the worst birthday because I am in different circumstances. So I'll try to figure out something to do. Maybe if it's nice, I'll take out my bike or something. But right now, dead ass, I'm envious as fuck. So anyway, thank y'all for listening. Like and subscribe. uh, No, seriously. Talk to me. That's what this channel is for. Um, it's just leave a comment or a message. Okay. Good. Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about it. Um, you know, uh, talk to me. 'Cause I know I'm not the only one that feel like this. I know I'm not the only one that's in recovery that feels like this, and I know I'm not the only one that outside of recovery that feels like this. Like I want to make this like a happy ending right now. But I'm envious. So I'm gonna work on some stuff. Like I say, I'm gonna go to a meeting. I'm gonna think about some things, and I might continue in my next video. Continue talking about this subject and see where I'm at on that day. But again, like and subscribe. If you stayed this long, thank you so much. Share this video, share my page, subscribe, talk to me, and thank you all so much. And remember, love everything. Love everything, regardless of how you feel. Just love everything. All right. See ya.